Now, when you visit these great young men and women in the field, it is not about them. If you go to Iraq or Afghanistan, you look them in the eye, they will not ask you about personal things. There may be one or two questions about when that unit might be going home. That's natural. What they want to know is, are the American people behind us? They want to know that what they are doing is as honest and as good and as recognized to be as honest as good as they understand it to be. They get it. They may not be thinking every night about their oath, but they understand because they are living amongst people who have never understood freedom. They are living in an environment that reminds them every day how lucky each of us is to be an American and how wonderful it is to serve this country. And they just want a little assurance every now and then that the folks back home appreciate it. And it's a great thrill for me to be able to pass on things like tonight about the wonderful human beings in this room. Each of you, as Frank Gaffney has already pointed out, are defenders of freedom in your own right, to be able to discuss events like this. There's one man in this room who would be embarrassed if I used his name, and I won't. But he leads an organization called the Marine Corps Law Enforcement Foundation. It is a group of Marines and law enforcement folks who have taken it upon themselves to take care of every child of every service member who has been killed in the war on terrorism. They have given more than $10 million in $40,000 bonds for each child's education of every U.S. service member killed during this war. And it is that it is that incredible generosity and caring that your soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines know and understand and feel and appreciate, and it makes a huge difference to them. A vital part of who we are as your military is our families. Now, when you're in combat, you have days that are really intense, and there are days that are very dangerous. But you know when you're in trouble, and you can fight your way out of it. Our families don't know that. If we're gone a year, our families every day are thinking, today, their son, their daughter, their husband, their wife, their mom, their dad is being shot at or is in some kind of danger. In Pete Pace's mind, it is so much more difficult to be a family member than it is to be the one in uniform. We owe our families an incredible debt. My wife and daughter are here tonight. There's no way that I can thank them. Jim Jones's wife and son and daughters-in-law are here tonight. There's no way he can thank them. But these families of ours are patriots in a quiet, strong way that promises the tomorrow that we all strive for. Now, several of you have been very kind tonight. You have come up to me and you have said, Pete, congratulations, or General, congratulations, or whatever it was you said. Thank you. But you don't understand. This is my opportunity to represent to you your servicemen and women. As a second lieutenant in combat, right out of the basic school of Quantico, Virginia, in February of 1968, I joined the 2nd Battalion, 5th Marines as a rifle platoon leader in Hue City, Vietnam. I learned a lot in the 13 months that followed. I learned about being scared. I promise you there were times when I tried and wished I could climb up inside my helmet and wait for my mother to come find me and take me home. But I also remember looking to my right and my left and seeing Marines looking back at me and expecting me to do what Marine leaders are supposed to do. And remembering the veterans in my service, but also in all services who have served before us, and knowing that the greater fear was not physical harm to myself, but somehow that I would let down my Marines. Somehow that I might let down the legacy of those wonderful, wonderful men and women who had served in the Corps before me. The fear of not performing to their expectations overcame my physical fear of getting hurt. And it's true today on a battlefield, and it's true for soldiers and sailors and airmen. It's what carries you through. It's the legacy of the veterans who went before us. Jim Jones has said some amazingly nice words tonight. I'm probably the only guy in the room who truly knows in his heart of hearts, I do not deserve those words. I stand before you tonight because in 1968 and 1969, young men like Lance Corporal Guido Farinero, Lance Corporal Chubby Hale, Corporal Mike Witt, Lance Corporal Whitey Travers, Staff Sergeant Willie Williams, Lance Corporal Joe Arnold. And the list goes on. Those men took my orders in combat and as a result, died for their country. I owe them a debt I can never repay. People say to me today, how do you do it? The implication being, there's some burden here. This is not a burden. This is a privilege. To serve this country, to do it in their honor and their memory. I will accept this award tonight in their memory and in memory of all who have served this country and died, and in tribute today and tonight for the incredibly wonderful young men and women who serve our country right now. And I thank you for this opportunity to publicly say to them, we love them, we cherish them, and we support them.